What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Hey, everybody, come on in. What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving and enjoyed your family, enjoyed the food, whatever you guys did to celebrate. And if you didn't celebrate, I hope you enjoyed that too. But come on in. We got a Married to Medicine review to do, you guys. What is up? Hey, everybody. I see Miss Tina and Linda Gamble are in the chat. Anyone that you see with a purple wrench behind their name, they are here to make sure that you guys have a good time in the chat. They are the moderators, okay? And then everyone else, just to make sure that you can hear the sound of my voice, please drop your city and state in the chat so I can call you out real quick, and then we will get started. Welcome, 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 everyone. Hope that you guys have enjoyed yourselves this Thursday and this Black Friday, okay? Let's see. I see you guys coming in. Hit the like button as you come in. All right, I see ATL first to drop. What's up, ATL? Hey, Riverview, Florida. Indianapolis, what's up? Hey, come on in. What's up? All right, Texas, Hoover, what's up? Cali, Seattle, Washington. All right, you guys are doing good. Los Angeles, what's up? 56 of you are watching. So make sure that you hit the chat, hit the like button on your way in, okay? What's up, Chicago? I know it's cold there, child. It's cold where I'm at. Hey, Montgomery, New Orleans. Welcome. Keep coming in, you guys. I appreciate everybody who is showing up to spend this little bit of time to do this Married to Medicine review. Y'all see who I have on the thumbnail: Sweet Tea, Quad, and Dr. Heavenly. This past episode, the third episode, was called The Pampered Party. That was Sweet Tea's, little wedding shower party, or bachelorette party, excuse me. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hey, Barbados. What is up, Forest City? Anyway, Sweet Tea let it rip, but she was under a little bit of stress, clearly. But she got into it with that sister of hers, her twin. It was something ugly. She made this sound, this noise that came out of her soul. It was like a scream and a yell and almost like an animal sound. It was wild. I was like, damn, is that who she is when she's angry? They had to get people, security or production teams, to push that girl into a bathroom because she had lost her damn mind. Anyway, if that's any indication for Quad, she better watch out. Okay, Quad done put way too much money into herself to play around with Sweet Tea at this point in time, okay? At this point in the junction. Anyways, you guys, it is 67 of you guys that are here in the chat or watching. So keep hitting the like button on your way in, okay? And let's get started. We're going to get started with this video first, y'all, because like I said, Quad is playing games. She done turned up the heat on Sweet Tea. Now, y'all notice she's been saying she don't have any animosity toward the girl. She wishes her well. She hoped that her and Gregory have a long, nice life together. At least that's what I heard her say. But she ended up doing a little video with Heavenly. Hey, everybody. I have on my David Bowie shirt today. I like David Bowie. Anyway, she ended up doing a little live with Dr. Heavenly, and she decided to mimic Sweet Tea in a scene that she had did with Dr. Heavenly. It was ugly, but let's listen real quick. Let's listen to it since she decided to deliver it for us. So here we go.
Sit down with times. The wife sat down with times and said, you know, some of that stuff that Quad said is true. Some of that stuff, and Quad is right about the truth thing. Well, what is she writing this one? What is she writing about? What do you think? Like what? He control, you know the whole thing we said, or the house we broken into, and you know that because I didn't turn on the alarm.
That girl gonna beat your ass, Quad, and I'm gonna be right there.
I'm with Heavenly, okay? Heavenly like to put on that little witch laugh when she knows she's serious, but she want to pretend like she's joking. She said, that girl gonna whoop your ass, Quad, and I'm gonna be right there when it happens. And just for the record, look, Quad shook her hand and said, no, she ain't. No, she ain't. I think so. You keep that up. Yes, ma'am, because what I saw at the bachelorette party, that girl takes off. She takes off when she's ready to go. And ain't no stopping her. Now you missed that part. She missed that part. She didn't walk in on it. But it took about 4 people to get that girl into one room, okay? She might be little, but she's big. She has a lot of strength. Anyway, let's get to the review, you guys. Let me ask this question first, because I like to ask you guys. Look, Linda said Texas women do not play. Listen, she's from what? Is she from Texas? She was born in Arkansas, right? Moved to Texas and ended up in Washington, D.C. I think that's what I heard her say. But yeah, it sounds like she lived a good majority of her life in Texas. I remember now. Let's see. Someone said, and is Heavenly gonna be right there laughing? That high-pitched laugh for sure. Look, I was laughing at the fact that Heavenly made it seem like a joke when she wasn't joking. She meant every bit of that sentence. Okay. Anyway, y'all know what to do. Keep hitting the like as you come in, everyone. And we are going to get it started on Married to Medicine, this review. I like this episode, okay? I'm going to give it a good 8.5, 9 is where I'm at with it. I didn't think it was too bad. I actually liked it a lot. Hold on, where's my other picture? Here we go. So I'll put this up as my little thumbnail while I talk to you guys about it. I liked it a lot. They did a little bit of friendship reminiscing. Y'all remember in the early seasons when Jackie and Simone were like this, they could finish each other's sentences and everything. They used to start off, they would have an episode, a scene every episode where the two of them would go out to the picnic table and meet for lunch, and they would talk about their job. They talk about the patients in their friendship circle. I used to love that because it was really clear that they were like besties, right? And we haven't seen them do that in a while into this episode. And I was like, look at them doing this again. I loved it. But they ended up coming out talking at the picnic tables, you guys. That's how the scene opens, with Jackie and Simone at the picnic tables, meeting for lunch and doing exactly that, talking about work, talking about patients, talking about the friendship group. Jackie lets they both let us all know that they're busy. They were like, we don't get a chance to eat lunch anymore. It's very rare that we get to do that. Come on in, everybody. Yes, so it said that Heavenly is an agent of chaos. Yeah, she keeps things going, don't she? Let's see. Yes, the doctors were real friends for sure. Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie were real friends. And if you had an opportunity to watch it, if you didn't go back and watch season 1, you tuned in every week because you really enjoyed watching them, connect with each other and talk about people. And y'all remember, Jackie used to be real slick, and she used to talk about how Simone was dressed all the time. She was like, you need to make it sexy, Simone. She would tell her to put on heels. She would actually come by with like shoes and clothes and tell her like, unbutton, like get yourself together. And Dr. Simone would be like, you better get out my face with that shit. I pay the bills up in this mofo. I don't have time for all this. What is this? I got kids to put through college. But not anymore. If you've been paying attention, Dr. Simone be keeping it short. She didn't keep them high heels on. If y'all saw the lingerie she was wearing at the end of the show, she don't play no more. Okay. Dr. Jackie does not have to tell her to dress sexy. With all the dress sexy talk Dr. Jackie was doing, basically saying, you want to keep Cecil, don't you? Hell, Cecil ain't going nowhere. Now, Curtis, on the other hand, that's a mofo we got to keep our eyes on, okay? Because he done showed out again this episode. But anyways, let's start with the talk. So they ended up talking about the patients, and Jackie said she got a friend, okay? Someone that she knows as a friend, knows her husband. Jackie said, I know her husband. She came in, she said she had, a yeast infection that she couldn't get rid of, did some over-the-counter things, and Jackie had to do some testing. Turns out it's not a yeast infection. And she said, damn it, because she hates to have those talks, because she was like, I don't want one of these talks to turn into some sort of murder for hire or something like that when they leave my office. So she said she had to, share with her what was going on. And she was like, have you had any other partners, blah, blah, blah. And the lady said, absolutely not. For 17 years, I've been with this man. I ain't never had no partner, she letting Jackie have it. And she was like, well, we got that part out the way. Now you need to know that if you didn't bring it home, that someone brought it home to you. And she said that she is got to watch the news now because the lady was acting crazy. Okay. So the lady was going off and she need to make sure that she don't turn this and don't turn into one of them Jerry Springer shows. Okay. I was cracking up, but I thought it was really fitting that they added that to the beginning of the show, knowing that, a lot of people, including myself, even though I wish the best for Jackie, I don't want anybody to have any, situations in their marriage. But Curtis just don't seem like he happy. You know what I'm saying? Curtis seemed like he got a lot of pent up energy. Let's put it that way. Okay. 170 of you are watching. I hope that you're hitting that like button as well. Okay. Let's see what y'all got going on. 62. That's good, but keep hitting until the number of likes match the number that is over there in the chat watching. Thank you so much. Okay. And also become a subscriber if you haven't already. But they talk a little bit about that. They also end up talking about the friendship circle and saying that sweet tea then turned into NutraSweet is what they said. They said that, listen, she's overwhelmed, or at least Simone was saying she is overwhelmed. And this new generation of girls or women, they act like they need a lot more help than the generation that Jackie and Simone come from. At least that's how they were trying to make it out. Simone said, when I was that girl's age, I was already married, had my own house, had my own practice. What is going on? She acts like she can't get nothing done. She said that this wedding is overwhelming her. And then Jackie chimed in and said, well, damn, everything she need to do is online. Horrible Jackie. But Jackie don't like her, I can tell. Anyway, Simone said that she had asked her for help. She said, yeah, child, Simone was wrong. Simone laid it out. She said, I don't know what y'all doing, but by this time, maybe Simone's a high achiever. Either way, she made it seem like the girl was just lazy and not doing anything. Now, I believe that Sweet Tea was in the military because I see pictures on her page of her, in fatigues. And she said she has a government job, which she said, I love. I get to work from home. But according to Simone, Dr. G requires dinner on the table when he walks in the door. And because she's working from home, I guess he feels like she should be able to get the groceries or whatever she needs, plus have a meal on the table, even though she's working for the government. Listen, work is work, whether you are at home or not. You still need to be seated somewhere. You don't have all that free time like people think. It's just a little more relaxed. But you should be at work. But according to Sweet Tea, Dr. Greg is not, he wants his food on the table. So she asked Simone if she had any references for an assistant, because she needs someone who can be on the outside buying groceries and things like that, so that all she has to do is cook it. Anyways, that was dirty, in my opinion. But it is what it is. At the end of it, you could tell that Dr. Jackie and Simone, in a similar way they used to do with Toya. Y'all remember they used to drag Toya's ass. They don't respect her. They don't respect her at all. Basically, they're saying this girl doesn't have a real job and she's just waiting for Dr. G's money, if she gets it, because Dr. G seems to be pretty tight. Sandra P said, Dr. G is a caveman. Quad used to cook gourmet meals and he still complained. Yeah, I remember that, y'all. Has anyone bought Quad's cookbook? Quad is Nigerian. Tell me if y'all, where is Quad from? Is she Nigerian or what? I think I heard her say she was Nigerian or had Nigerian roots. Anyway, come on in, everybody. I appreciate you guys. Keep hitting that like button, okay? Sweet Tea's banger was, I got what you need for Dr. G for show. That's all she said too. She put a flower emoji and a baby emoji and said, I got what you need, okay? I got what you want. Got what you need. Anyway, hail to the... Someone said, hell no to Quad's book. Okay. I guess nobody's buying that cookbook, Quad, or them spices. Speaking of spices and cookbook, I'm about to go off subject just for a minute. Heavenly Father, I somehow ended up on Wanda's page yesterday, Tisha's mama. Tisha's mama was on her YouTube page kid you not, if I am lying, I am flying, making a damn chitlin casserole. I'm going to tell y'all the ingredients. If you're not sitting down, sit down. Make sure you have some water beside you. What? Chitlin dressing. It was called chitlin dressing. I've never had chitlin dressing in my life. I don't even know what that shit is. I can't even imagine. Oh, someone said chitterlings. And no, honey, it wasn't chitterling and dressing. It was chitlin dressing. It was combined. She was about to put it in the oven. So she had made some chitlins, and the chitlins had pig feet in it, pig ears, and pig tails, and the pig intestine already. Okay, so all of those things was in a pot, if I'm not mistaken, which the textures in that pot has to be within itself. Just ugh. Okay. And then this woman put that pot of chitlins aside, and then in a mixing bowl, she put cornbread, Ritz crackers, saltine crackers, crumbled that up in there, buttermilk, regular milk, 2 cups of sugar, her own spices. It was a mystery mix, only it wasn't a mystery. Her own spices. What else did she put in there? It was a mess. And then she put the chitling combo, pig ear, pig tail, pig knuckle, pig foot. And then she mixed all that shit together, okay? Stirred it up and said, all I got to do is put this in the oven. Oh, and some chicken broth. Oh, child. Anyway, I don't know how many times I gagged watching that. It was quite a few. She said she was fixing that for her sister, and all I could think was, damn, she hates her sister too. She don't like nobody in her family. Ugh, it was so gross. It was gross. Yes, it was gross to even watch her put the ingredients together. Lord have mercy. But I don't know. She said it was good, and somebody in her family wanted to try it because they ain't never had it before. But it definitely smelled, and it sounded like it smelled bad. It sounded like it smelled bad. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Let's move on to Sweet Tea and Heavenly Child. Oh, Lord. Okay. I just wanted to share that with y'all. It's on that YouTube page right now. If y'all want to go see it, I ain't never seen nothing like that in all my life, in all of it. I've never seen anybody make anything like that. I've never even seen slop for a pig made like that. Like, I don't even know who would eat it. But anyway, Sweet Tea and Dr. Heavenly meet up for dinner. Now, this is a crazy little meetup. But you can tell, and I don't know how Sweet Tea let this escape her, but you could tell by how Heavenly's face was looking. If you ever had somebody who pretends to be your friend or just somebody who's trying to get in your damn business, Heavenly made all the faces to let Sweet Tea know that nothing about the question she was asking was sincere, okay? But Sweet Tea did not know that this woman was just trying to pull information from her, and she kept drinking shots. She said in a live that she realized that Heavenly wasn't drinking shots, that she was pretending to drink the shot and drinking water. She said she realized that after the fact, that she was the only one getting drunk. And during that moment of drunkenness, she decided to spill way too much of her information about her and Dr. G, basically saying that Dr. G was controlling. That was like one of the number one problems, controlling with the money, controlling with her, to the point of where he would do little crazy things like call her and make it seem like there was robbers in the house with bang bangs and saying, and, you know, screaming at her, which is crazy. And she said, I didn't know, you know, like when I guess this is the first time it happened. She was like, I had no idea. I really thought that I had, you know, let burglars in the house until you come home and you realize that this man is a whole ass drama queen in his, what is Gregory? Is he in his late 60s? A whole ass drama queen and trying to make this girl feel bad. And she was like, you know, you don't teach your wife a lesson. You teach kids a lesson. You don't even teach a kid a lesson like that. That was just dirty. But when she's telling Dr. Heavenly this, she's like, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? She's like, are you sure you ready for this? Because if this is the type of shit he's doing now, what happens later? Listen, you're going to still be younger than him. He's still going to be in a place where he is trying to control you when you're trying to explore who you are. You're still an individual, even in marriage, and you have to figure out who you are to yourself and to your husband. And it sounds like he is trying to keep you in a little bit of a box. Oh, he's 56. Thank you, LC Charmed. Dr. Gregory is 56. Someone's saying 54. 54, 56 is what he is. I thought he was a little older than that. My apologies, Dr. G. I really put you up there. Either way, still too old for that game. Don't call me talking about there's robbers in the house with a bang bang. That's not right. But she's telling this story and she tossing them back and just letting it all out. Okay. Letting it all out. And basically saying she understands what Quad was saying now. And Dr. Heavenly's like, well, if you understand what the hell Quad was saying, because a lot of what she used to tell me about Dr. G is the exact same thing you're telling me about Dr. G. So clearly he hasn't changed. So what do you think is going to happen in a year from now when y'all get married, or 2 years from now? How do you think that's going to work out for you? And she said, we just got to figure it out as we go. Okay. But at the same time, she was pouring them down. Let's see. No matter what old turtle looking Dr. G did or didn't do. Someone said they don't give a damn what Dr. G did or did not do. They don't like Quad. So they feel like Quad got what she deserved. But let me say this. Quad wrote a post right after that episode where she said she is vindicated. That everybody who used to hate her and say that it was her fault that relationship ended the way it did, she said, I am vindicated. To all the haters, okay? I don't know if you want to put yourself in that category or not. She said, I'm vindicated because Sweet Tea, the love of this man's life, is saying the exact same thing I used to say. And I wasn't going to have a baby for him. She ain't going to have a baby for pretty much anybody either. But she said, I wasn't going to have a baby for him and trap myself in that bullshit. However, Sweet Tea says she's in love. She's going to figure it out. Okay. Let's see. Dorian said she's going to have a baby. Yes, ma'am. She's going to have a baby. And once she had the baby, will she be gone? We're going to see. We're going to see. Dr. G did not make her sign a prenup. So, you might be right. You might be right. Quad will never be vindicated. Okay. So the chat is against Quad even now. Okay. There we have it. But anyway, Dr. Heavenly basically says the relationship between Quad and Dr. G was so violent that they both have mugshots, okay? Because they used to go after each other. Dr. G trying to control Quad and Quad trying to control him or control herself. She said they both got mugshots. Keep that in mind. When you keep trying to play this, we'll work it out. It may not work out for you, all right? But anyway, next scene, we got Dr. Simone, not Dr. Cecil, child. Dr. Simone, Cecil, her husband, and the boys. So y'all know that Dr. Simone and Cecil have 2 sons. Both of them are adults now. They're still in college, taking that slow crawl through college, okay? 4 years. It's 8 years later. They still in school. And it looked like both of them dropped out of the university they started with. Y'all know Michael, or excuse me, is it Michael or Miles? Miles is the oldest, because I remember she said they named him after Miles Davis. So the oldest is Miles. He started off at Howard, and Cecil and Simone, y'all remember that? Cecil and Simone found out that he was failed out of school when they had drove down to Howard, all excited after, that first or second semester, super excited, went down to school, and the teachers are like, what are you doing here? And she was like, we're here for Miles. Like, we heard that he was, doing good things. They was like, he ain't even in school. he done been failed out. And she said, well, damn. She was like, well, if you gonna mess up our money like this, you might as well come home and go to the community college. They said that on television, which I thought was the truth serum that son needed, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you something. You can embarrass the hell out of your parents by not doing what you're supposed to do in school, and especially college. Parents will be afraid, especially if you're on television, to say what's going on with their children because you really want them to do well. But they sat in that confessional and said, no, they're not messing up our money. I literally told him he can take his ass to community college and he can only stay here if he stayed in school. If he's not able to stay in school, then it's time for him to go. But he ended up going to the community college, and then he moved over to Georgia State, which they said he was doing well at. and then he took a year off, and now he's back in school, is what they're saying. And Simone is embarrassed. I don't know if Simone is just a high achiever. We got a quad supporter. Someone said, I love me some quad in the chat, just so everybody know. I like to try to keep it balanced over here. But anyway, Dr. Simone said, yeah, if you guys can't stay in school, you can't live in the house. Well, now we have Michael, who went away for college as well. He went on a basketball scholarship, if y'all remember, and didn't work out for him either. He's also returned home into Georgia to go to the community college. And at the table, when they're asking him how are grades and things like that, Michael's still messing up. He was like, now that you mentioned the grades, I had a biology test and I didn't even know I had it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know I had it. I failed it. But he was in Mexico partying, okay, calling Ubers back and forth from the resort to get his friends and to drop his friends back off to the airport. So it was real bad, okay? And now he's also saying, I would love for my parents to get me an apartment when I come back home from the university. You didn't even do what you needed to do in the university, and now you're asking for an apartment. Simone says, no, I don't know where you think this extra money's coming from, but that's my money. Okay, that's my money. You guys are spoiled and entitled, and I'm not buying you a house so that you can make nasty, or buy an apartment for you so that you can keep nasty when you can't even keep your damn room clean over here. You don't know how to be responsible. Now, while she's saying all this, Cecil is smiling and, making, faces. Cecil and Simone aren't doing good. In the beginning of this season, episode 1, she was like, we doing good. They ain't. I feel like they only doing good if Cecil keeps it on mute. But they struggling a little bit. Cecil is a real estate agent. He took his real estate license, and I follow him on IG. He would show, pictures of homes that he sold and things like that. But I still don't think he's at the same level as his wife. So we know that she is bringing in the money, and so she does a lot of the talking. Okay, you hold the purse strings, you make the rules. But at the end of the day, Cecil tries to be on the boys' side, and he was like, listen, it's possible we could use this as an investment property. And, they're all, the boys are all perked up. And he said, but me and your mom got to be on the same page. That's when Simone said, and we ain't ever on the same team or the same page. And Cecil's head just drops, like his shoulders, his head, everything was like, I can't win with you. And I was like, you damn sure can't. So you better hush. You're not going to win. Let's see. Golden said, Cecil ain't spending no money, so it's easy for him to spend Simone's. Well, that's what her point was. She said, we ain't on the same team. We ain't on the same page. And in confessional, she said, Cecil thinks, not her son. She said, Cecil thinks that I'm like, we just got this tree full of money that we can just go out and pick whenever we need something. Like it's just this endless supply. And that's not the case. And Cecil doesn't say anything. He just has that smirk on his face. But when they're at the table, Simone actually says to her sons, you guys have an unusual sense of entitlement. And that's when her son says, well, thank you for entitling me. And I was like, uh-oh, you know what happens when they talk back like that, right? You got to cut them off, okay? I was told that when the baby starts tugging at his diaper and saying, change me, he should already know how to use the toilet. So once they start telling you your business and your pockets, that's when you should cut them off. But then we see a scene, I think, for next week where she says, y'all got one more year in my house, and then y'all got to go. I'm not paying for nothing. Whether you're in school, out of school, I don't give a damn. And I have to say, that's how it has to work. So did y'all see that? Let me see what y'all got to say here. Do y'all remember when Dr. Heavenly called him because he was looking for work almost last year? Simone has never gotten over that. Ooh. Yeah. Listen, Simone had a hard time with Dr. Heavenly. They fell out because she was confiding in Dr. Heavenly about Cecil not working. And Dr. Heavenly went onto her YouTube page, told all the business. And Cecil and Dr. Heavenly got into it online. I think it was on Twitter. And then I remember Mariah told Dr. Heavenly to pressure wash this motherfucking house. Cecil got in on that and was like, yeah, you need to pressure wash that house. I think that's the line that took poor Heavenly down. That, and do you want me to show you the receipts, baby girl? I'll show you the receipts. Dr. Damon likes somebody that don't look like you, okay? He got a lot of attention, but they don't look like you. Woo. Anyway, let's keep moving because let's talk about Dr. Damon in the next scene. Anyway, yeah, we talked about that. Okay, so wasn't that 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. You're right. But he did get his real estate license, and I know that he has sold a few homes. So he's bringing something in. It just isn't the same, okay? All right, now let's talk about Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly. They are next up. They are at home. Dr. Heavenly is making spaghetti. Y'all know I told you to never eat anybody's spaghetti. That's not the dish on the first date. But she is telling her little girl, I think her name is Amara or Mira. She said, you got to learn how to cook if you want to get a man. And if you want to keep him, you got to make him some spaghetti. I'm going to tell you what to put in it later, okay? But don't eat no spaghetti on the first date. Don't eat it ever. I don't know. Spaghetti's not it. It's disgusting. But anyway, Heavenly is having this little cutesy, talk with her daughter. And Damon walk in. It's Alora. Thank you, Alora. And they call her little baby. Both of them call her little baby. She's a cute little girl. She looks exactly like Heavenly. And they're trying to tell her to stay in Georgia. Stay in Georgia. Go to school. Go to Spelman. Don't go to FAMU. And, they're making jokes and stuff about it. Like, we met each other in college and I was his first and he was my first. But really, we want your ass to stay here because there's just too much going on in the world. And Dr. Damon straight up says, your brothers, when they was, going away for college, I knew they knew how to handle themselves. However, I need to be within 30, 45 minutes away from you so I can get to you fast if you ever need me. Because I just don't trust what's going on out here, okay? AI and all this other stuff, the internet, you can get yourself caught up, okay? She said a little something in the spaghetti. She sure did. Y'all know, y'all saw those commercials where they were telling people to put stuff in spaghetti so that they can catch a man or catch a woman. Anyway, don't eat spaghetti. I ain't lying. Don't eat spaghetti on the first date. It ain't good. No. Heavenly was, Heavenly likes to play around like Dr. Damon was her first. But anyway, and that's pretty much how the scene ends with that. Next up, we have Dr. Eugene and who else is in the scene? Dr. Eugene is having a father-son conversation with his little boys. Now, y'all remember last episode, him and Toya were talking to their sons and having the SEX talks, right? And he's trying to have a little quality time with his boys. Those boys are really adorable, cute little sons. And he says, you guys are at an age now where you and we can like hang out and talk some more. I'd rather you talk to me and get all the answers you need than to, learn anything from the street or the internet, right? So he has them out there shoe shopping. He says, y'all have any other questions from our talk last week? And that's when one of the sons said, yeah, what's a period? And Dr. Eugene tells him what it is. Like he gives him a nice, cute answer, but he's real specific. He tells him exactly what's going on. And they're like, ew, like that kind of thing. He was like, well, it's not, I wouldn't say ew. One of the boys said, so she becomes Chucky, like the Chucky doll. He said, I won't call it Chucky, okay? But anyway, he just basically lets them know, anything y'all need to ask me, I'm going to tell you. In confessional, he said, I'm glad the boys asked me about the period. I would have explained, I explained it better than Toya would have anyway. So anything they need, they should be coming to me for at this point. He said, y'all done talk to y'all mom enough. And that's pretty much how it ended. It was cute. Let's see. Them boys told their mother about that Playboy channel. Right. He was watching the documentary of the Playboy documentary, the Playboy Mansion, and they just saw Playboy and they knew that Playboy meant sexy women. So they went and told their mama about it. He was like, I was watching A&E and it had the Playboy story on it. She was like, well, they think this is what it is. So we definitely should be talking to them about it. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But, you know, kids grow fast. So good for them for being able to talk to them, and good for the boys to be, you know, open and asking them questions, because she had already given them a little book to read and she was just helping them along. At the end of the day, they already are asking these questions and they're very curious. So we need to get them to, thank you, Miss Tina. We need to make sure that they stay on top of things. Now we have Cecil and Simone, okay? Cecil is in charge of throwing the bachelor party for Dr. G and the crew, and he's not holding back. He has gotten himself a little party bus with strippers on it, and he has what else? He has everything. So they're gonna go pick up all the guys on this bus, or they all meet at Cecil's house. Actually, they all meet at Cecil's house. That's what happened, child. And while they're downstairs, you know, Cecil's playing bartender or whatever, Dr. G is making the joke, all right, I'm back in the game, like being married is back in the game. And they, I think it was Eugene who said, you ain't back in the game, you back in the club, okay? You out the game, you back in the club. I thought that was hilarious. Anyways, and then we have Curtis on the other side talking about, you know, this is the last night that you'll ever get any, and he stops himself from saying the P word, I guess. And then he said, you'll ever be with anybody new. Curtis need to get that shit off his head. Excuse me, pardon my language, but Dr. Jackie gonna have to keep a closer eye on him. I don't know. I don't like Curtis. Curtis is not my favorite. But anyway, at the end of it, Cecil's like, YOLO, you only live once. We about to have a hell of a night. And that's when they start getting on the bus. Now, y'all remember 2 episodes ago, I believe it was Phaedra who was calling Sweet Tea, but challenged. When she saw it, she was like, she got a little old booty, ain't nothing back there. He was like, you got to get up under the booty in order to see it. Well, he didn't have to get up under any booty on that bus. Those bottoms were very, very well enhanced, okay? And they was bouncing before they even got in their seats good. But when they got on there, look, I don't like Dr. Jackie's wife. I don't like Dr. Jackie's wife. When they got on that bus, child, there was, you couldn't even squint and not see it. It was everywhere. It was all in your face. And the way Curtis, I felt like Curtis's nose was in one of the girls' crack, to be honest. He wasn't far away enough for me. And at one point, he grabbed another woman's hand, another stripper's hand, and started smacking one of the bottoms with her hand. Did y'all see that mess? I was like, Curtis, do better, man. But they were all on the bus enjoying themselves. They do a flashback of Dr. Damon in Mexico. Y'all remember in Mexico, Dr. Damon made Heavenly lose her damn mind. She said she didn't want him on the strip club or in a strip club. And Dr. Damon had a girl sitting in his lap. Now he was being, you know, cool, but he had a girl in his lap. And that's when Heavenly lost it on the production team and said, I told you I didn't want him doing this shit. She lost it on Dr. Damon. She lost it on the rest of the cast. Her voice was hoarse. That's how bad it was for her, that she thought that Damon was in Mexico, you know, touching on folks. But this time he was on the bus and he didn't touch nothing except the blow up dial. They made fun of him and they threw it his way and they said, this is what you get to touch. Don't put your hands on nothing else. We don't want the same thing to happen that happened a couple of years ago, okay? But everybody who was being cool. Listen, Dr. Damon was being cool. Eugene was being cool. And Cecil. They were the only men who was, you know, act like they saw a butt before. Dr. G and Curtis, they had the googly eyes, the way you see in a cartoon where the eyes go and come back into your head. That's what they were giving every step of the way. Okay. They sure did. They gave Daddy the blow up down and they told him, don't touch nothing else. Don't touch nothing else. We do not want Heavenly on this bus or showing up at that damn strip club. Okay. And he minded his P's and Q's. He didn't touch nothing. Okay. I was like, there you go. There you go. Heavenly knows how to keep that man in check. But Curtis was out there putting that money on them women's butt cracks, and he kept a butt crack in his face. I'll say that. That's pretty much how it ends. But they get to the strip club. Let me just finish their scene up, and then I'll get to the ladies. They get to the strip club, and Curtis is still being Curtis. He has a girl who's, showing off. Anyway, she ends up giving him a lap dance. She sits in his lap. He puts his hand on her waist. And then when she sits into his lap, he says, "My wife carries a bang bang." Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean, Curtis? But when they get in confessional, Jackie said, "I told you that you was going to lose your hands if you put your hands on any of those women." Okay. And he said, "You ain't got nothing to worry about." How did those two meet? I need background. They seem so different. But Dr. G was also losing his mind. He said that these pants come down, they ain't going back up. Okay. And then while he was in the strip club, he told one of the strippers, he was so mesmerized by her that she was invited to the wedding. To which Dr. Eugene had to come over and say, "Well, there'll be none of that." He said, "What is this? The best man? You don't go invite the strippers to the wedding." That's number one. And then he told him, he said, "I could tell that Dr. G wanted something else to happen." And he said, "I can't let him go out like that. Not on TV. It won't happen." So I was like, he was being a good friend. So there you have it. Someone said Heavenly is insecure. I wonder why. Well, Dr. Damon, he gets a lot of attention. We don't have to wonder why. We've heard from a couple of the ladies on the show already that when he was at the hospital and he was running it, because from what I'm understanding, he used to run the hospital and then he passed that job off to Eugene. And now Eugene got his own practice, or he's doing something in a smaller practice. But when he was at the hospital, he got a lot of attention from some nurses. And I will just leave it there. I don't know if he did anything. I don't think that was the case. It's just that, the nurses give him a lot of attention. There was a video that was going around of Dr. Heavenly. There was a lady with blonde hair and blue eyes who started screaming when she saw Dr. Damon. And she was like, "Oh my God, Dr. Damon." And then she went, "I'm so sorry, Heavenly. It's just that he does something to me every time I see him." And she went running over to say hi to Dr. Damon. And Heavenly looked over at the camera. She said, "That's okay. That happens all the time." She went, I'm happy to see you too. I'll take a picture with you." I was like, that was somebody who was trying to play on her, because they knew exactly what goes on at that damn hospital. Them women be flirting, okay? If he don't cheat, then what's the problem? What's the problem is she don't want him in their face. That's it. She said that she trusts her husband. She don't trust the women. That's what she said. It looks like Dr. Damon lost some weight. I don't know. Does it really? He looks the same to me. He's so sweet and caring. Are you saying that Dr. Damon's sweet and caring? Oh, child. Anyway, he knows better. They had a great time at that strip club, though. They had a great time. They got to come home to their wives and be good. Now let's talk about the wives' party, because it was really just as raunchy. It's just that the women was handling themselves better up until Sweet Tea had her episode, okay? But they all had to come in dressed sexy, and some of them came in with just a sexy jeweled bra and panty. Ty says she called BS. So are you saying that Dr. Damon stepped out? I'm gonna hold a candle for Dr. Damon. I don't think he stepped out of nothing. I think that that's just what goes on at the hospital. We saw ER. Okay, Shonda Rhimes wrote all about it. She ain't lying. That's exactly how it works. If you go into them hospitals, those women are looking for husbands. They look for the husbands with the doctor. They stay flirting. They stay bringing them home cooked baked goods. Okay, they bring them all kinds of stuff until they wear them down. That's just what it is. Mariah said it best. That's true. She said she knows what he likes. I remember. And then she retracted it, though. She said, "I don't want to cause no problems with anybody's family." So let's not pretend like we didn't hear Mariah say that she was lying. She said she was lying, okay? But them doctors be on the prowl too. Thank you, Mildred. That is facts. That is facts. Those doctors are on the prowl too, okay? They take them free gift certificates and they try to show out and take the nurses on a date and stuff with their little free gift certificates. That happens all the time. They use a little, you know, what do you call it? In-town celebrity status to do stuff. But they get around. I'm just going to say that. So if y'all don't know, watch ER for real. Everything that was going on was actually accurate. It's accurate as all get out. Why do I think Dr. Heavenly is the way she is? She knows. Listen, Dr. Damon is an excellent doctor. He didn't make it to the head of the hospital or whatever he was the head of for nothing. He's bright. He's smart. He's bright. He has a very calm demeanor. Okay. Someone said, I know. I remember my 20s, Dr. Nasty. Okay, y'all killing me. All right, let's talk about this damn Pampered party. You guys are silly. Anyway, they're at the Pampered party, right? All the girls are supposed to be dressed in nice lingerie. So some of them have on these lace numbers, little lace bodysuits, and got their legs all out and their tail out. Phaedra had all of her, you know, chest showing. She had little pasties over the nipple area, but child, I don't know. I don't think it was covered all the way because I think it was Dr. Heavenly. She was like, I can still see the circle, Phaedra. Like, damn, you might as well just left them out there. Anyway, they all came like that, including Dr. Simone. Now, y'all remember Dr. Simone, again, she used to be very conservative in her dress, but she was showing it this time. It looks like she might have lost a little weight too, but she lets everybody see what they want to see. And she was getting a nice little massage. One of them gentlemen who was only wearing their little boxes, everything else was out and glossed. They had baby oil on for days. He was rubbing Dr. Simone's foot. I'll leave it like that. He was rubbing her foot and licking something off her legs, child. They were spraying whipped cream in people's mouth, on their chest, on their legs, and licking it off. It was a lot. It was a lot to me. I don't know. Let's see. Someone said, I recognize the stripper from that dating. Oh, you did? From the dating show. The one. It was Matthew. Okay. So you're saying that these were just paid actors who were showing up as strippers. That's the case. You know, like I said, the ladies seemed a little more relaxed. They weren't really, it would make sense if they were actors and they knew they were just coming in and that these people weren't really strippers. Or maybe he was moonlighting. Okay. Maybe he's an actor by day. And then he, you know, does these little stripper parties by night. Who knows? But anyways, they were all doing massages and rubbing on the ladies' chest. And like I said, oiling them up and stuff. It was a lot. But they're having a good time. They're having a good time until Sweet Tea gets there. Sweet Tea is going to turn into a Long Island iced tea. Better leave her alone, for real. Sweet Tea gets there, her and her twin sister. They're cute. They are super cute. And Toya and Phaedra actually got the party together. So they did an excellent job. It looks like it's on the top floor of some hotel, like a penthouse suite. It's absolutely beautiful. They got it. They did not, you know, hold back on whatever this party costs. There's nice food. Things are floating around. And like I said, there had to be at least maybe eight men that was, you know, assigned to one of the ladies, giving them rub downs and whatnot. Anyway, Sweet Tea walk in the room and Toya says, that's the girl. Okay. She is the, you know, the person that we are honoring tonight. And they lifted her up and took her over to a table and started rubbing her down and taking her shoes off. And she was into it for a good hot second before she realized she went, oh, don't get me in trouble. Like, it took her a second to wake up and remember that this might not be allowable. Okay. But she's sitting there with her, you know, she ends up sitting down with her sister. Oh, first I should say, Simone asked her, would Dr. G be able to pick her up like one of those men? And she said, we've been practicing. I hollered when she said that. But then she ended up sitting on the couch and she gets a phone call. And this is her wedding planner who's calling. I'm assuming it's late. It has to be after 8, right? But he says to her, you moved the wedding from the rooftop to the inside. It's in another venue. And they're going to need $13,000 more, $13,000 to $14,000 more to take the chairs from the damn rooftop and put them downstairs, basically. Because what is she paying for at this point? All the decorations and stuff has already been paid for. You're literally just moving things to another area. But he told her it's going to be that before we can do anything. The wedding is in 2 days. They got to drop another 13 to 14,000 in order for this wedding to go off, and it's in 2 days. So literally, Sweet Tea has all kinds of things running through her mind. She is upset. Her sister recognizes it, and her sister tries to take the phone from her. I think to, like, try to control it, like, well, what's going on or whatever. But she didn't get a chance. Sweet Tea ended up, get off of me. And she is screaming and making this sound that I don't think I've heard come out of anybody's mouth before. It's really weird. But she's screaming, that's why I don't F with you. And all this other stuff. And the sister is yelling back at her. Everybody in the room, the strippers included, everybody's like, what is going on? I mean, Dr. Heavenly looks at Dr. Simone like, what did we just watch? Should we even be here? Dr. Jackie is like in shock. I think Phaedra tries to calm this twin sister down. She's like, listen, this ain't got nothing to do with you. You're agitating this. You're making this worse. So she's trying to keep her cool. Then they all go to the back to try to calm her down, but they can't. She took her phone and she threw it so hard, she had to have shattered the screen. That is how hard she knocked that phone to the ground. And then we just see like a security guard or a member of the production staff. I think she was security though, but she had like literally bear hugged that girl and started walking her into the bathroom so they can get her off camera, because it looked like she was trying to leave, but they walked her out like, you're still filming. You're going to film this scene, but we're going to take you in here to calm down. So she does. She gets in there. She's clearly upset again because she's overwhelmed by the wedding, how much things cost. She knows that Dr. Gregory is going to give her shit. And they got 2 days before this wedding actually goes down. So her sister ends up going into the bathroom with her, and the sister, she apologized to her. She was like, I'm really sorry. They get it back together. They end up going back out to the couches, and everybody's like, thank God you good now, child. But it was bad. That was a bad scene. I thought it had something to do with Quad, but it was not. It was the money. Let's see. T and her sister Kool-Aid have some issues. T and Kool-Aid, for her to say that, that's why I don't mess with you. Yeah. You know what? I said I said they probably, talk like that when they were kids, and she just kind of, reverted back to childhood. I'm hoping that's how it is. She made it seem like they were really, really close. As twins, they're probably really, really close. But 14,000 is not a joke when you are 2 days before the wedding. You move everything to another location because you said it was going to rain on the rooftop. I don't know why no one would have said to her before they moved it, it's going to be 14,000 if this happens. It was pretty horrible. Someone said that damn editing is a beast, for sure. But anyway, they get back out into the living room, and Phaedra is in there getting her arms and shoulder and neck done. And then she gets that phone call that says, I'm here, or at least a text message that says, I'm here. And that is Quad that is here. So she jumps up as lickety split. She gets over to them elevators to meet Quad and to bring her into the bachelorette party for her ex-husband's fiance, his bride to be. Now, as soon as she walks in the room, everyone stares, mouth drops open, like, what the hell are you doing here? Except for Heavenly. What's her name? Heavenly Kimes. She jumps up and she does that little witch ass laugh. Like she's so happy she there. She runs over like she is excited to see Quad because she knows some shit's about to go down, and she wants front row. And she gets it. Yes, ma'am. 14,000 is excessive. They tried to rob her and she knew it. She's feeling horrible, right? But Sweet Tea sees Quad and she's like, damn. Like she feels like she can't catch a break at this point, because literally episodes 1 through 3 has been about how to play Sweet Tea. They have been dogging this girl minute after minute after minute. Every time we see her on screen, she got something going on. But she is literally at a place where you can see that she was just like, I'm not going to win. So she just takes an exhale and said, listen, she here. I don't even know what to do. Now that pisses Toya off. And that's when Toya becomes MVP of the episode, because Toya knows what was going on. And she said, what the hell is Quad doing here? She's pissed, and she can see that her friend Sweet Tea don't have what it takes to get it out. Okay, she just acted a fool a few minutes ago, but she ain't giving this situation any energy. And so Toya said, I'm gonna kick in because I'm not gonna let this happen to her. Not on my watch. All right. And I have to say that was a good friend. Toya became a good friend in that moment. But Qua goes over, she sits down with Sweet Tea. She immediately grabs her hands and say, I don't have anything against you. I wish you all the best. And I wish Gregory the best. And da 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 da. And Sweet Tea seems to be lapping it up a little bit. She's like, I know, and they hug each other. There's a whole moment going on. But while that's going on, it is pissing Toya off. And she's like, wait a minute. Sweet Tea, didn't you just say 2 days ago that you had a problem with all of us mentioning Quad's name? And Sweet Tea's like, yeah, but that had to do with my wedding shower or whatever she said. She went, well, what the hell do you think this is? This is still a party in your honor for your wedding. So why are you lapping it up with Quad? And she doesn't know what to say. She went, well, this is my party. She said, it's not your party. This is a party I threw for you. This is my damn party. And who brought you? Okay, Quad, you got to go. Whoever has a problem with Quad, y'all can work this out on your own time. It won't happen here. And Quad gets up, and that she does this thing where she thinks Sweet Tea is going to be on her side. And she said, well, let me ask her. Sweet Tea, would you like for me to leave? And that's when Sweet Tea said, yeah, I think it's best that you go. Okay. And then then she said, Phaedra, because she's asked who brought her, and she said, Phaedra invited me. She said, Phaedra, walk your friend out, and you are messy as hell for bringing that girl here. And I said, oh my God, look at Toya, okay? Toya done got herself a job, and she is letting the girls have it. She ain't allowed to let Sweet Tea get played for the way she got played. That's what it looks like to me. Okay, so let me see. Someone said that Toya started talking to Sweet Tea like she was a child. Well, I'm going to tell you what I saw was Toya saw the ladies doing to Sweet Tea what she herself has experienced. And she took that moment to speak up the way she wished someone else would have spoke up for her. Because y'all remember when she was getting attacked like that by Dr. Heavenly, she used to always say to the other ladies like Simone or whomever, y'all don't have my back. And sometimes I'm not in a space where I can, fight her back. And I expect y'all to jump in, especially if you know that she's dead ass wrong. She was letting her know you are dead ass wrong for even, pretending like you're okay with this situation. And then she made sure that Quad walked her ass up out of there. And I had to say, good for you, Toya. I saw a different side of Toya, and I liked it. Okay. But when she came back, she let Phaedra have it. She let everybody have it. I think Simone was trying to ask Quad a question. Well, Quad, blah, blah. She said, not here. You can have dinner with her or whatever you like to do outside of this party. But this is a party that is in honor of Sweet Tea. And when she kicked Quad out, she said, now I'm gonna go because I'm tired of y'all. I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna make sure that she leaves first. And I thought, listen, if you have a friend, if you somebody's friend, you have to be that kind of friend. She knows that girl is getting taken advantage of. She is on this show. She is brand new. She is being hazed like crazy, and every single body is doing the hazing. So the only two people who said that they are really her friends is Simone and Toya. So Toya or Simone should have kicked in and told Quad to go, and it was Toya. So good for her. I appreciate that. Yes, listen, Quad was getting her check, especially since she decided to come in halfway through the season because she was holding out on that contract. So they made sure to make her moment of entry with the rest of the ladies a big one. And yeah, that's what she ended up walking in on. So she got the check. She knew what she was there for, but she also had it in her mind that she might be asked to go because she handled herself really well on her way out. But yeah, I agree with you. Okay. Let's see. They are all wrong for that. They were wrong, child, for sure. No doubt about it. But that is basically how the scene ends. And then on Sunday, we get to see Dr. Heavenly be turned away from the wedding. So it looks like Dr. Heavenly and Phaedra are not on the invite list. So it looks like Sweet Tea tried to kick in and, do a little, get back. But we'll see how far she got with it. Because according to some things I heard, got the check and got put out. Because what I heard is that production basically said, if Dr. Heavenly is not in this wedding, we're not filming it. So we will get to see what happens next. But this was a great episode. Again, I give it like an 8.75. I'll give it 8.75. I liked it. And I really like to see, I like that Toya seemed to be on the rest of the ladies' level in this particular episode. Typically, Toya is always like just a little bit, even when she's fighting back, she's a little bit mousy to me, because she never felt like she was a part of the group. What did Dr. Jackie call her? MRSMD, sit down. Yeah, because she's not a doctor and because they didn't respect that she just stays at home and, has a leisurely life. When Eugene comes in the house, he's like, what did you do today? She went, I played tennis all day. That's for anybody who has a problem with the fact that she is a housewife who doesn't do anything. She likes to let the ladies know. I don't give a damn what y'all think. This season, she is stepping up into, and she's letting herself be that person. And I like it. Toya is more engaging than Jackie. If it wasn't for Dr. Heavenly, Phaedra, and Quad, it would not be a good show. Listen, don't think for a second I'm saying this is a bad show. I love the show. It's entertaining, and these ladies are really doing what it takes to bring in this check. But yeah, it's still a hazing for anything. It's still a hazing for Sweet Tea. She's still getting her bottom whooped. Let's see. But that's it. Toya, okay, I said that already. But that's it, you guys. I am going to sign off for now. But I got a few more lives I got to get prepared for. And I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Thank y'all for joining me for this review of Love and Marriage. Not Love and Marriage, damn. For Married to Medicine. The ladies on Married to Medicine. It was a good show. Okay. But hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, okay? Hit the subscribe as well if you haven't already. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.